it. We saw late game on this map last night, is what G-Club's referencing, and it was kind of a tragedy for Miracle, who had the game controlled for the entirety of the early to mid game, and most of the late game as well, but we went to like a 30-minute game. They lost control at 27 minutes. Let's see how Supernova picks this one up. They will ban the Sergeant Hammer again, one of Rich's favorites. Very powerful on this map for pushing the lanes.
Same bans again. Sergeant Hammer. We saw some off bans yesterday. Just target banning some DPS heroes, but has been moving away ever since Deckard getting a lot of bans, White Wing coming in, and a few other heroes just dominating the bans as well. But White Wing did go through the first one. I was surprised
They're a little early, actually, so that's leaving a lot open here. Maybe this is the white main draft.
It's not the first time we have 0-2 ban, because Diablo pairs up pretty well with the VP combo still.
Well, they're going to take Rich's Hanzo away. That's a start. This is one of the maps where Hanzo can do a lot in terms of offlaning if he ends up in that role, and he has the ability to engage with his arrow at range. But they've left Thrall open, right? And this is, you know, now played by Flex DPS, so it'll probably be reset on that with Rich playing the Rainer. Well, in the past, obviously, that was not true when it was the Soul Lane played by Rich and he was playing Thrall. I think this is a terrifying thing to give Gen.G. Like, both of these two heroes in Gen.G's hands sounds like it doesn't matter what else go in the last 3 slots.
And this map, near Tribush, next to the camp next to Tribush, the bridges, if you're on there, and when they're sundering late game, mid game, you are not having a good team fight. And that's exactly why Tempest started bringing Thrall on this map.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot to bait when you put Thrall in the off lane and the rotation comes in and he just runs back with his Wind Fury and then sunders and the rest of the team collapses and fights.
Okay, Blazeman, because they are going to get Irel right after. Supernova, better just ban Irel. Ooh. Okay,
so I don't even know what the Anub'arak ban means. They get the Urel, like you said.
I know it was tough in the first game against Tust, but still, it was basically given that with the Blaze ban, Urel wasn't going to come out, and they need peeling for Raynor.
The thing about the Anub'arak pick last game that gave him so many problems was not because Tist is the greatest Anub'arak player that has ever graced the earth, and like Anub'arak is just too tough to deal with and set to too many combos. It shut down their early game. Oh no. Oh no.
The Demon Hunter.
Well, this is going to be the first time they've tried this. And I do feel it will not be the last. But anyway, Anub'arak shut down their dive along with Blaze last time. Now they have Garrosh. And Anub'arak can cocoon in this situation against White Mane and make Illidan pretty useless. So that makes a little bit more sense.
Illidan dives in. Garrosh throws him even further back. The end of the story.
So
unless they want to use it as him as a global, kind of how Blossom wanted to use it back in Eastern.
We saw Illidan played against, who was it? It was just last week on, I think it was Towers of Doom. We saw the crazy Void Prison that canceled the hunt. Was that Supernova again?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but
I think it was Blossom again.
Let's see how this pans out, because I'm very skeptical of Illidan being played in a composition where he has no invulnerability. White Mane will have to take Cleanse, which is going to cost her a lot in terms of her talent build. And you're running this into Urel, who has so much displacement, Thrall, who can just sunder you, and there's nothing you can do about that. Raynor has displacement. I don't know, like, this needs to do a lot of damage in lane. This needs to be like split push Illidan maybe, and then you use the hunt and you have it as their off laner.
Okay, at least I am okay with this because it is not unending hatred. So it's certainly not Hunkana on that Illidan. We do have no chat, so it's mainly going to be like a global in this case. And certainly with some CCs, if they can target with the arrow, some drag, and the hunt all the way together, they can snipe on the Rainer. I think it's possible. And this may, if they end up working at the time, maybe it's the Mom Spaghetti moment where we have the palm from Parasite.
Sure.
To save Rainer. I think that may be coming through. Post 10, of course.
I think when you look at there's a few melee heroes that are used in this meta right now. In a meta that's dominated by double range DPS. There's a few melees that come in. Thrall is one of them. Illidan is a rarer one, and then Zeratul. Those are like the 3 main ones that come into that slot. And what Zeratul gives you is a huge, amazing heroic, insane mobility, and burst damage plus camp clear. What Thrall gives you is good wave clear, good poke, as well as hard engage. Like, his heroics are super easy to pair with almost any hero, and you can do a lot of baiting with Thralls, as we've talked about many times. Set up a lot of combos. Illidan has a global, but in terms of a second DPS replacing a ranged DPS, it's hard to tell me that this is better than, you know, a Junkrat, for example, that they could have had instead. He can clear camps, and he can control the map that way very quickly, and that's exactly what they're doing right now, getting the double camp very quickly. Now they can maybe rotate bottom and try to contest the neutral camp. But besides that, like when we go later on in the game, there's just no way that he can have the same impact that we will see Thrall do.
So with Hanzo, they get the early camp. Let's see how they work with it, what they actually do with these camps. Of course, Harrison already went there to actually deal with this. It will only take some time because they already have Irel, which was not banned in the draft. Murden actually jumps in, taking a lot of damage. Okay, thrown by Garrosh.
Interesting to see reset on the Rainer, by the way. You pointed out earlier, but some good old rich Thrall. It's always fun. Okay, they're gonna dive reset here, but you know, evasion only lasts so long. If this is Zeratul, you know, at least he gets a little bit of damage and then gets away safely. He actually had to hearth because, or tap because of this.
So they got all the camps for onto Fabian.
The camps were cleared quickly.
Yes,
it's Rainer,
really
so you know what are you gonna do? I mean, this is Urel we're talking about here, so Kyocha has like literally no fear.
Yeah, Kyocha will never die, basically.
Kyocha's like, okay, that's cute. Like, Kurosako, I dare you to come down here. Like, it was really interesting when you guys took the shrine for one moment there. I know you like to be the good cop in our good cop, bad cop relationship here, G-Clef, but like, I don't have anything good to say about Illidan being picked in this draft right now.
I picked out the fifth part, not on any hatred. That was the only one.
Okay, this is the first kill of the game for them. They were able to get that extra range there and kill the backline, kill Rainer there through that extra burst. And they're maintaining Soak with it to Hawk at the moment, so they get something with this. But, you know, what's to say that the same thing could have happened with a really executed concussive mine from a Junkrat. But this execution was good. Now they can clear this camp really quickly. There's not much on the map for them to do otherwise after this, though. It's not like Illidan can split push or invade the red side camp, which is already being started by Gen.G. I'm not trying to be a hater, but
it's okay.
I'm still looking for the light at the end of the tunnel here.
It's okay as long as because they got the capture control and they do have to focus on their own camp, which means they can actually do damage at the bottom. Getting the turret and just rotating on top just in time. Should be okay. Illidan should be thinking about moving up soon enough, unless they don't want to dive into this fort, do they?
Okay, Haben's going from behind. This is a nice angle for them, but at the end of the day, it's just going to get pushed away. They got the wall, and they're ahead in experience, so that's a good start. The big but at the end of this is, well, I mean, top is obviously a problem, but more than that is what happens after 10. Like, these moves won't work anymore. Thrall will sunder that comp, flank them, and everyone will die. That situation doesn't happen in 3 minutes' time anymore. So they need to be doing more. Staying just even in experience alone is not enough.
Yes. Illidan will be pushing towards the side, but their four-man rotation on the map cannot be as aggressive because once they're caught, they will be melted. And Hunt can come, but it takes some time. Not as much as a false set flight, but still.
Yeah.
So they really need to control the macro when they actually have the Haka for themselves. So far they're losing the lane. That has been really painful because they were winning, kind of winning the rotation with the early camp, but the top match fight is just uneven.
Yeah, you know, it's actually kind of a problem for Rich, who's in the bot lane right now. Gen.G had to stay up here in mid for a long time because Ural just only now took that top shrine back away, whereas in the 1v2, Rich just simply cannot. He's dealing with sustained damage coming out from Hanzo and the backup coming in from White Mane. Bentham gets tossed. Just a bad... This is a small mechanical mistake. Not draft related, just small things here. Really nice rotation by Gen.G. The focus, obviously, for my cast for this has been on the Illidan. Well, this was, again, something unrelated. Coaches knows that no chat's nearby, so he's going to just be safer here.
At the moment of 10, they're actually forcing a little more. Nothing crazy.
You know, I was thinking Reset might go Hyperion here, but...
I was also thinking maybe Earthquake, just because of Illidan, because once he dives in, let's just provide no escape.
Yeah, that's certainly one way to look at it. I think both are viable here. I like Sundering more because of... Illidan has to get value by pushing, and that's where the Hunt is going to set up, and then how Supernova's been playing around that so far pre-10 is to push with him, because they have good poke with Bentham on the Hanzo. But if you just flank and sunder that, then you can get kills. Earthquake is good for every other team fight, though. Like, in a longer team fight, Raynor gets so much out of that. His ace in the hole is like, ho, 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 like, I kill everybody. It's amazing. Speaking of these types of rotations, they didn't even need sundering for this one.
Guess who's stronger? Kerosene plus Raynor. No escape for whatsoever for no chat.
Okay, watch Gen.G in the next few minutes, or next few moments, excuse me. Look at where Thrall is. Thrall is always the one who sits in the off lane like this and takes the bad matchup because he has Sundering. So if they don't track Gen.G's movements, he will just Sundering and they will collapse on and kill whoever he gets caught, or whoever gets caught by the Sundering. So they did react very quickly here, Supernova.
Ooh, isolated. Good amount of, they bought good amount of time with that arrow.
Here's the Hunt. This actually could be a kill onto Tist. I don't know if that's a target they really wanted.
Or the Alliance. Just for a second.
Well, I mean, that was a pick, and you know, I wonder what would have happened had he stunned someone else, and then they collapsed onto Tist afterwards. Could have maybe been more, but it's tough when the fort's there. They just wanted the lowest health target. But hey, Illidan gets value out of the global. They again get the camp. Sundering wasn't enough to change things. But late rotation back top here from Dahaka means that experience still leading for Gen.G.
That was a close one on the both tanks. Hammond just staying alive. Great job. White Mane, we don't... I think a lot of the foreign players especially are thinking White Mane is not as strong, but it actually gives somewhat a burst heal if you just spam Q.
Yeah.
And
she has burst and sustain.
Yeah, you can reset that with your 4 talent as well, so that's also a reason why Mura can survive with the cleanse at 7, basically.
You know, this actually I think was a little bit poorly done by Gen.G. I could see the idea there. The no chat ends up getting them a heroic trade. The arrow actually, for 2 shorter cooldowns, but hey, 1 for 2. Scary moment there, nonetheless. Now, during this moment that Gen.G has decided to take Night Camp and push top, let's see what Supernova gets done, because they have 2 globals now that we're post 10. They need this wave. Now the wave's here. Let's see what they do. Like, can they actually get this mid pressure to get any value, or are they going to try to team fight here?
They want to force the rotation because if they want to dive in, they have to get the Aegis out for sure for White Wayne. White Wayne, oh, look at that, going around.
Yeah, but everyone knows it, and they have
throws away this extra.
Oh, he is gone, actually.
Chance, yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't realize he was gone.
But if they buy time.
Okay, they hunt him, though. That's super smart. That's going to bait out the Sundering early. Which is fine for now.
He has self-sustain and the Thunder as well. There's their arrow to buy some time.
Yep. Okay, No Chat is taunted, but he's got the evasion. He's cleansed, super low, but he doesn't have the armor. He's not in the Scarlet Aegis, and that's a big problem. That might have actually led him to survive. It doesn't work out that way in reality. And Gen.G trades up 2 in this team fight. There were some good moments there for sure, and, you know, I was wrapped up in looking at whose heroics were on cooldowns. I did not realize that Rich was in the bot lane. If Supernova had just been a little bit faster on that, I think that this ends up being a different fight. Instead, it's the Dragon Knight for Gen.G.
It's tough. We could basically see what Supernova wants to do. They were trying to set up a 5-4v5. They didn't, at the time, didn't exactly know where Rich was. The moment they saw him, oh, maybe it's a better idea to get the ball because he's alone. But he's sustained for an insane amount of time. Because, of course, it does have hunt. You can just fly there. But the rest of the members cannot. And Gen.G actually made the same rotation. It takes about the same time.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem, of course, having the Aegis where they were split apart. Gen.G just broke them into half in the middle.
Yeah, if they had vision somehow to hunt him, where Dahaka could brush talk at the same time, maybe there's a different way, but it's a tough call to make. I think they made it a little bit slow, but Gen.G and Rich specifically just bought so much time. It worked out for them in the end. It's going to be a keep at 12 minutes in.
Let's see the final try.
Okay, Hunt comes in here.
On to reset, focusing on to Raynor for now, but he's surviving so well. The heals coming through. No one else is actually doing damage. Dragon Knight's keeping 2 away from the actual team fight.
The taunts have just been so useful here against Rich, but Reset's the first to go down here. That's a lot of their damage lost. Brawl can only do so much on his own, and he's already used Sundering. Coach is just going to sacrifice himself here to let everyone else get away. But the main objective is still gotten here for Gen.G. They actually get the keep. Coach sacks himself, they only lose 2. And the keep is more valuable than 2 kills, obviously in every scenario.
Dragon Knight just gone, so they need to get maximum control. They should invade this camp. Yes, Heavy Goods should come right now.
This is a smart move.
They only have 3 members. They have 1 more. Oh, what?
Well,
Heaven was like the only one. They were really slow with that rotation. They should have just went all in.
I think they were clearing the wave as they were, and some obviously were going to the bottom camp, but yeah, if they come in there, they steal the camp, then they could take this after. Maybe they trade up in kills. Still, Supernova having a much better game here than they did on Sky Temple. Uh-oh.
Another arrow to save the day. No Chat does survive.
Okay, here's the Hunt. No Chat has no fear. He wants to go in on this fight.
On to Sake though, and Raynor does come right after, so Raynor's doing 3 damage right now.
Okay, No Chat's doing a lot of damage. The Sundering comes down, though. There's a toss. Scarlet Aegis hits most of the members here of the side of Supernova. Reset, full health, but he can't get over the wall. And that's going to be 2 kills here. This could probably be actually another keep here, this time for Supernova.
They have a gigantic wave pushing it as well.
Yeah, it's spell armor. So that's going to be maybe even if they win a fight here, they could actually win this game. Okay, here we go.
Keep is going down.
Keeps down.
Still has that the aura from the
and it's Illidan we're talking about here. I mean, Illidan's going to get on that core and live forever. They need to somehow stun him. Do they have taunt? 5 seconds on Warlord's challenge.
20 seconds for Raynor.
Anthem is super low. He gets caught. He's going to get taken out. Uh-oh, this is not looking good.
Focusing on the core. Everyone is on that. Healer does go down. No more White Wayne to heal, but they don't really need too much heal. They do have Illidan. Still Kirisaka perfectly hit. Health on chain. 30% on the core. Gen.G, they don't have enough time. 23 seconds.
No Chat coming in here, and that is going to be the blow up with a 7-side strike. I cannot believe they hold. They hold here. No Chat is caught by the 7-side strike as Sake respawns, and Gen.G defend the core.
Only if White Wayne survived for a few more seconds. I think it was actually possible.
Well, you guys know what happens next. Well, it's always, I mean, GG was the moment when Sake respawned in 7-sided and they defended. It was, again, another game 1. Well, actually, this is game 2, never mind. I was going to say another game that goes really close. Like yesterday it was both game 1s, today it's game 2, that the underdog nearly takes a map, but fails in the end. Solid defense by Gen.G. And the core call there when they had the Illidan pick, I think it was actually the right choice, but the defense was too good. I think it was a smart move. They had the spell armor, they had the siege giants. And it's got to feel rough when you're a team of mostly rookies. Losing to Gen.G when you were so close, you were 12% away.
They were. Supernova was actually really, really close this time. They had Illidan. Gen.G was about to hit 20 anyhow if they lost the team fight, or even if they bring it to a longer game. Makes it even harder even if they had the globals. They have Illidan, might as well use it, but a lot of the Aegis, they were just not in there. So they could not get the Zeal for the extra healing.
Yeah, the Scarlet Aegis just not hitting.
Very disappointing.